Yards has blistered it to left center field, and it ain't coming back. And he's still got real estate. He makes it the way. Very windy Loudon Orr Memorial Field here on the campus of Robbinsville High School. This is Rosman and Robbinsville baseball here on this Monday afternoon here in Graham County. Kevin Henson with you along with the rest of the Graham Star staff and crew. All one of them at the moment is the legendary Lexi Anderson helping us out so far today here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Fans, as you see on the screen, Robbinsville is still in search of its first win of the year. Their last game actually was at Rosman last Tuesday, a 12-4 defeat at the hands of our friends from Transylvania County. So the Knights will be looking for some redemption and, of course, win number one on the season. Tigers are coming into this one with a record of 2-4. We're going to step aside and let you meet all of our sponsors who help us make these telecasts possible all year long and beyond. We're just a few minutes away from first pitch here in Graham County. The Black Knights taking their final set of infield, and as we come back, we'll let you go down to the field and we'll see the top of the first here in Graham County. Thank you all for joining us here on Paid Per View as it's Robbinsville and Rosman duking it out on the Graham Star Sports Network. All right, top of the first, and the first pitch is finally being fired, and it will be a ball outside on the hill today for Robbinsville is Luke 11. And the count is 1-0. First pitch is finally fired at 4:40 p.m. And it is a breezy 56 degrees here in Graham County this afternoon. We're a little late getting started today because the Tigers were a little late arriving to the ballpark. They do have to make a heck of a trip over to be here. Second pitch will miss outside as well. Count runs to 2 balls, no strikes. As we mentioned, the Robbinsville Black Knights traveled to Transylvania County last Tuesday, picked up, there's a strike, 2 balls and a strike, and fell 12-4 to the Tigers. 2-1 the count. And that breaking ball drops in there too, and 2 the count. I guess that's actually strike 3, excuse me. 1 gone here in the top of the first. That was Creed Smith, a senior, froze on the breaking ball. 1 gone here in the inning. And while we're at it, fans, we're going to throw up our graphics. We're trying to get everything up and going for you. Our first inning sponsor is our friends at Blevins Insurance Agency here in Robbinsville. Super long break before we get underway. And that ball is grounded, and the throw will be errant to first base. Quentin Forbes will reach on the throwing error. And that'll get a runner on for the Tigers with 1 down. That one grounded into right field and overshot. Throw coming in. And throw it second. He'll be safe. So it will be a single and an error that will allow Brady Queen to reach. After the call strike 3 to begin the game, Tigers have 2 on with 1 out. And first pitch is a strike, 0-1. Knights were scheduled to host Tellico Plains here at home last Thursday, but the game was postponed due to snow. If you can believe that, we had snow here in Graham County just a few days ago. Feels like a distant memory. Pitches swung on and missed, 0-2 the count here in the top of the first inning. Pitch is low and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Purple gets away, but I think everybody's going to be safe and sound. That thing's cranked up a little hot there. Sorry about that. We'll get that fixed real fast. Staff today, it's just myself and Miss Anderson here. Strike 3 is called. And that's 2 outs. Here in the top of the first, Eric Friend is set down. So Lovin has 2 gone. 2 outs, 2 on. And that pitch stopped on the outside corner. Good stop by Easton Schuler, freshman catcher for the Black Knights. Count is 1-0. I believe that is Mr. Tyler Rollins at the plate. It is. And he's got a 2-0 count in his favor. Lady Knights are at Smoky Mountain today, duking it out with the Lady Mustangs. And that pitch plunked Mr. Rollins on the interior, so he'll get the jog to first. And the bases are chocked full of Tigers here in the top of the first inning. 2 outs, though, so the Knights just need to get 1 and escape this jam, and Luke Lovin would most definitely like to do that very thing. Robbinsville will be right back here tomorrow for another home game. First the pitch. Low and away, ball 1. Robbinsville will host Copper Basin tomorrow here at home. First pitch is at 4:30. And, of course, yes, we'll have that one for you here on the Graham Star Sports Network. Fly ball and kind of a bloop shot there. All hands are safe. Quentin Jumper tried to get to that one. It was a real screamer, and it's an infield single when it's all said and done for, I'll tell who that is for the Tigers that reached there. So it's Eli McCall that got the RBI single. And Tigers score first. Count now 1 ball and 1 strike. That one's going to roll all the way to the fence. And that'll bring in, let's see, I believe 3 scored on that one, and it did. It's a bases clearing 3-run double for Slade Riddle. But that strike by the Tigers makes it 4-0. Rosman trying to strike early and often. Still 2 outs here in the top of the first. Lovin has recorded 2 strikeouts, struck out the leadoff hitter and the cleanup spot. Pair of errors, a hit by pitch, loaded the bases, as did. And that breaking ball dropped in there. Good pitch by Lovin. Makes it 2 balls, 1 strike. Apologize for the wind, fans. I know that's terrorizing at home. It's just as bad for us here at the ball field. Chip down to third baseline. It goes foul. Batter at the plate is Graham Connor for the Rosman Tigers. He's got this game started 8 minutes ago, and the Tigers have already scored 4 runs. Swung on and missed. Got him chase some high heat outside. That's going to do it. But Rosman scores 4 on an infield single and a 3-run double. We'll go to the bottom of the first. It is Rosman 4, and the Black Knights are coming up here on the Gramstar Sports Network. All right, fans. Bottom of the first is upon us here at Loudon or Memorial Field. First pitch by Quinn Jumper is sent a country mile down the left field line, but it will go foul. Kevin Hensley and Lexi Anderson bring you today's broadcast of Robbinsville and Rosman baseball here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Low, 1 ball, 1 strike jumper. Luke Lovin, the starting pitcher, and the other half of the battery, Easton Schuler, due up for the Black Knights here in the bottom of the first. As Robbinsville will do its darndest to reply to that 4 spot in the top of the first inning. One, 2 jumper is going to be away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3 call. Jumper will get set down looking to begin this ball game. And it will bring up the pitcher, Luke Lovin. Lovin struck out 2 in the top of the first, but got into a jam. And unfortunately, a 3-run double by Slade Riddle for the Tigers proved costly. It's just barely missed on the outside part of the plate. Count is 1-0. And that one misses down the way as well, as the count is 2-0. Starting pitcher today for the Tigers is Creed Smith. Lovin ahead 2-0. Inside, count is 3 balls, no strikes. And he's taken all the way, and that's not a bad idea in that spot. Fouls it off. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And battling away is Luke Lovin, Jr. for the Black Knights. Grounded underneath the shortstop's glove. That'll be a base hit. A little bit of a fielding snafu. Throw to second will be late. Lovin loses his helmet, but it will be a single and an error. Lovin reaches, calls for time, and that's the way to get a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the first. And I'll bring up catcher Easton Schuler. Well, that a single and an error. Pitch is right down the belt line. Count is 0-1. Schuler cuts it one upstairs. Nothing into the count. Inside, Lovin's going to go to third. That one was way inside, but I do believe they'll score a pass ball nonetheless. Still should have been snagged. The Knights have their potential first run of the game just 90 feet away, and Schuler battling. That one fouled off into the parking lot and bounced it away near a Jeep Wrangler. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Reed working out the stretch. Ball misses blown away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Low and away. Schuler doesn't bite. We have a full count. 3-2. Lovin at third. Coach Adam Brooks talking about how they built up the mound, put some sand on it. It's looking really good. This field taking good shape. Ball 4 inside. Schuler will jog to first on the free pass. And so the Knights have them at the corners here in the bottom of the first at Loudon Orr Memorial Field. And coming up to the plate in the cleanup hole is going to be second baseman today, Rylan Orr. Or with a chance to do some damage here versus the corners with just 1 out. And Schuler taking off for second. He'll get there standing. So I get some 2 in scoring position now for Robbinsville here in the bottom of the first. Lovin stays put at third base. That one raked. Throw across will be in time. They got him. And the Knights runners will advance 1 base apiece. That'll actually give Robbinsville a run. It'll make it 4-1. On a ground out RBI. 5-3 scored at home. Peyton Brooks, the batter. First baseman for Robbinsville. 2 outs now here in the bottom of the first, but the Knights are on the board. And that's a way to manufacture a run. Good team baseball being shown here by Robbinsville. And that one will squeak inside. Brooks will lay off of it. 2 balls, 1 strike. Low and in. 3 balls, 1 strike. You up next is DH Titan Tisa Teskey. On Cox play, counts full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brooks draws a walk. Sorry about that. Titan Tisa Teskey is the batter. Two outs. Knights have him at the corners again. Easton Schuler still at third. Peyton Brooks now is at first. Tying run at the plate. That one raked. And it is going to be foul down the left field line. So everyone will return to their original post. Robbinsville Copper Basin Baseball, as we mentioned, tomorrow here at Loudon Orr Memorial Field. First pitch is also at 4:30. We'll have it for you live and in living color here on the Gramstar Sports Network. And we will see the Robbinsville softball team this week on a super long journey away from here on Wednesday as we travel to Owen High School. Titan Tisa Teskey goes down swinging, and the Knights strand 2, but they get one of the runs back on a sacrifice ground out from Rylan Orr that scores Luke Levin. We'll go to the second. It is 4-1. The visiting Tigers are still in the driver's seat on GramstarSports.com. Top of the second, Levin will fire his first pitch, and it will be in there. Levin not paid by the hour. He works quick. That's a strike. You're in the second inning. Some of our graphics back up on the screen for all of you faithful fans that have tuned in here on pay-per-view. We want to also welcome aboard our second inning sponsor. That's our friends at CM Supply here in Graham County. Count is 2 balls, 1 strike. Tigers score 4, of course, you can see on your screen at the top of the first. Bunt attempt won it right. Not a horrendous idea there. It's Caden Castillo at the plate. He's a sophomore for Rosman. Pennsylvania County, of course, on the outskirts of Henderson County in the greater Asheville area. Pretty secluded, though, still nonetheless hard to get to. Beautiful part of Western North Carolina, however. Jumper will field it. Good field. Throw to first will be in time. Brooks digs it out, and it's a 6-3 putout for the first out here on GramStarSports.com. Well, the umpire signaled him. I'm confused right now, and so is the home plate umpire, but they are calling him out, and he is out. He's jogging home now. He stayed at the base for a moment, but now he's going back to the dugout. They called him out. He was out. All right, I think we got all that sorted out now. Sorry about that. And it chases one low and away. A nasty pitch delivered by Lovin. Count is 0-1. Seems to always be a breezy day every time we set up for Robbinsville baseball here in Graham County. Pitch is popped up a mile high into right field. And it drops as Avery Webster will reel it in for a single. Loop hit to right field. And the Tigers have a base runner with one out. That one raked hard into center field. And Gibby got it. Making his way back to first, and a scamper is going to be Creed Smith. 2 outs. And second base will be conceded, uncontested. Smith will scamper that way. Batter at the plate is Quentin Forbes. I beg your pardon. Quentin Forbes just flew out, excuse me. Bradley Queen at the plate, excuse me. Queen singled and reached second base on an error during his last time up. There are 2 outs here in the top of the second. Pitching a dirt good stop by Schuler. Count is 2-0. 3-0, should say. And that one in there, taken all the way, is Mr. Queen. Strike as well. That one on the outside part of the plate. Counts full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I think Queen lost his count there for a moment, thinking that was strike 3. It was not. Instead, it's a full count. A ground ball to right field. Webster fields it. Reels it into the relay man. Smith scores from second on the trickle single. And the Tigers lead it 5-1. RBI single for Bradley Quinn. And now the batter is Derek Friend. And throw off the line. Mr. Queen will hang tight at second base. And that one's going to get away. Green will reach third unscathed. Stolen base and a wild pitch. Once again, the 2-out Blues have struck here in Graham County. Low and away, counts 1-1 on Luke 11. Two and one. And a play at home. He misses the tag, according to the home plate umpire. Schuler a little incredulous at that call. Schuler pleading his case, but I don't think he's going to win the argument. Adam Brooks is going to come out of the dugout and try to find out what the heck happened there. It looked like Schuler got a clean tag at home plate. And he's trying to get an explanation from the home plate umpire, but he's not going to get the one he likes, so he's going to go to the field umpire. Or, excuse me, going to call looks like a conference at the mound, I beg your pardon. Trying to get his team calmed down here in this now 6-1 ball game. So the run did score. It is now 6-1. Brimstone's from Stoke. They were on the top of the second. There were 2 outs. And on the walk, Bradley Queen sprinted home on what was a wild pitch and scored. They're saying that Easton Schuler missed the tag at home. And even from our angle, zoomed in tight on the plate, we couldn't even tell from here if he did it or not. Schuler, I'm sure, would say he got the tag. Home plate umpire was right there to say yay or nay on it. And you see the end result on your scoreboard. So onward we go here on the Grimstar Sports Network. 6-1 ball game. And another good stop. Fly ball to left field. And Bryce Adams will snag the catch and end the inning. Rosman will tack on 2 more, though, and we'll go to the bottom of the frame as Robbinsville is now in a 6-1 hole here on the Grimstar Sports Network. All right, back with you from the bottom of the second inning, and Bryce Adams at the plate for Robbinsville. It's a 1-1 count here on the Grimstar Sports Network. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Low and away, 3-1. One thing the Knights need at this very moment, it is base runner, so I'm sure they'll take Adams getting a free pass here. Just get anything going, down by 5. Foul ball hit down the right field line, and it will disappear. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Adams again, tees it off. Ball 4, they lost him. Adams draws a full count walk here in the bottom of the second. See first base coach, the one and only A.J. Conley, taking the elbow guard off. Good to have all of you with us, as we said, here on GramstarSports.com. That pitch way outside, or way inside, I should say, depending on your perspective. Adams will gladly move up to second base. Avery Webster, the batter. Wild pitch, to say the least. Smith just lost that one. Either way you slice it up. 2-0. Inside. And time has been called here on the field as head coach Dustin Heathcox will jog out and call in his infield for a quick conference. Robbinsville down by 5, but have quickly decided to make some noise here in the bottom of the second. And, of course, the Robbinsville Black Knights doing anything they can to try and rally back. It was a 4-run top of the first for the Tigers if you're just joining us. And, of course, that on 2 more for insurance in the bottom, or the, excuse me, I beg your pardon, the top of the second. Robbinsville got his 1 run on a ground out in the bottom of the first, what I was trying to say a moment ago. Sometimes, fans, my old brain likes to compute a little faster than my mouth. So there you go. 2-0 the count. Sometimes I wonder how I'm the editor of the newspaper. I think other people do too. Inside, but they call it a strike. 2-1 the count. Webster sends that one on the third baseline foul. Adam Brooks fields it nicely off camera. 2-2 the count. We were talking earlier about Robbinsville softball that we'll be bringing you Wednesday. That will be from Owen High School. That's right. We're going to set up for the first time ever at Charles D. Owen High School in Swannanoa on Wednesday. First pitch is at 5:30 in suburban Asheville. So join us for that one, fans. We'll have it right here on pay-per-view as we continue to try to bring you Lady Knights and Black Knights coverage from far and wide. We're not just a home team, of course. We go as many places as we can to bring you Black Knights and Lady Knights coverage. Webster draws a walk. How about that? So that's back-to-back walks issued by Creed Smith to the bottom of the second. And that will bring up center fielder Benton Gibby, who is normally the leadoff hitter for the Black Knights. However, Adam Brooks rejiggered his lineup a little bit today, and he sends that one a country mile high over the shortstop, who will reel it in and get the first out of the inning. That is Mr. Castillo with the putout. 1 gone, and we'll go back to the top of the lineup for Quinn Jumper. Jumper struck out looking to begin this trip to the lineup for Robbinsville at the bottom of the first. Strike called. And that one chopped back where it came from. They'll get the shore out at first. Everyone else moves up 1 base apiece. Adams to third and Webster to second. Now with 2 outs in the inning. And Luke Lovin comes up with a chance to help his own cause on the ground out, or after the ground out. First pitch he sees is hit over the first base line and snagged nicely by Slade Riddle. And the Tigers escape trouble. Robbinsville leaves 2 in scoring position. And the Knights will go into the third inning still in a 6-1 hole here in Graham County. Stay with us, everyone. All right, sports fans, this is the top of the third, and you are watching Robbinsville and Rosman baseball live from Loudon Memorial Field here in Graham County. It's a 6-1 Tigers lead at the moment, as Robbinsville left two stranded in scoring position in the bottom of the second and missed a golden chance to cut into the deficit. First pitch here in the top of the third is hit into shallow left field, and the catch is made by Rylan Orr. One pitch, one out. Nice play. Beg your pardon, Dane Webster made the play, excuse me. Rylan Orr's at second base today. Sorry about that. Orr's been playing at third when he's not pitching. Batter is Slade Riddle, who gave the Tigers a nice shot in the arm in the top of the first. A 3-run double. So that's not reeling here, unfortunately, in the third inning. With Levin back out for his third inning of work. That one will plunk him, so he'll take a freebie on the hit by pitch. And the batter will be Graham Connor. One out, and now one on. Kickoff throw to first. Close play. Brooks makes sure to hold that tag on as long as he possibly can in case there's a flinch the wrong direction. But Mr. Riddle kept his bearings about him. Bunt attempt will go foul and count as 0-1. It's the craziest thing, fans, when we were in a commercial break, the wind just dies off. Not a bit of interference, and when we come back live to try to actually talk into our microphone, our headset here, well, we just get all the interference in the world. We apologize. Another bunt attempt by Mr. Connor goes awry. It's 0-2. 0-2 the count. And the area pickoff throw, no damage done. Counts 1 ball and 2 strikes. Swung on and missed, and Connor will go down swinging. That is, I got my count right, 3 strikeouts today for Luke Levin. There's 2 outs here in the top of the third. Now, here's the monkey. The Black Knights have to get off their back. They have struggled to get out number 3 in this ball game. All of these runs the Tigers have scored today have came with 2 outs. Let's see if the Black Knights can change that narrative. At the plate is Caden Castillo, who grounded out in his first at bat. He'll do the same thing again here. Jumper's going to take the shore out to second base. Tigers shred one, but it's a quick top of the third, and that's a good relief for Robbinsville's defense And their offense will come back to the plate when we come back here on GrimstarSports.com. Fourth inning sponsor is on the board, and as we're back live, it is a new look for the Robbinsville Black Knights. Defensive changes aplenty. Now in right field is Benton Gibby, Benton Gibby still in center field. In right field now, I beg your pardon, is Everett Taylor. On the hill now pitching is Easton Schuler. Luke Lovin has switched to second base. Dane Webster has he's at third base still, and Rylan Orr has now stepped in as catcher. It is the top of the fourth here at Loudon Orr Memorial Field, and with so many changes on the field, there's a fourth inning sponsor change as well on your screen. It's Lulay's Graphic Design in Andrews. Easton Schuler, the new pitcher. Rylan Orr, the new catcher. The new right fielder is Everett Taylor. And the new second baseman is Luke Lovin. Glad all of you are with us in this 6-3 ball game. Robbinsville is still in search of its first win of the year. 0-3 on the campaign. Rosman is 2-4. And that one will be fouled. Count is 0-1. Leading off the inning is Rosman's starting pitcher today. It is Creed Smith. That one in the dirt. Count is 1 ball, 1 strike. And a little too close for comfort. It plunks Mr. Smith, hit by pitch. And unfortunately, that's how his session today begins against the Rosman Tigers. How about it will be Quentin Forbes? And Forbes is hit by a pitch. Schuler takes over the hill and plunks his first 2 batters. Get the shakiness out of it quick. This is trouble. Queen, will come to the plate. That one up and in. Doesn't hit Queen. Counts 1-0. We understand, fans, there were some connectivity issues in the bottom of the third. We sincerely apologize for that. We can't tell it on our end. Give us messages about it. We hope everything's back up and running now. We understand it is, and we apologize for that. Things needs to be cleared up. Would say the extreme work as the wind blows, but that joke, I don't know if that lands too well today. Count is 1-1 on Bradley Quinn. Queen. I'll get it right in a minute. Outside, count is 2 balls and a strike. Tomorrow will be Robbinsville baseball here at home against Copper Basin. Wednesday, we'll travel to Owen High School in Swannanoa for Robbinsville and Owen softball. And Thursday, we're thinking about throwing up a little freebie stream for all of you Black Knight fans. We're thinking about bringing you Robbinsville and Copper Basin baseball here on the Grimstar Sports Network. We'll see how that shakes out. That'll be here at Loudon Orr Memorial Field. If we do that game, it'll be for free on our YouTube channel. And Friday will be on the road at Copper Basin for Robbinsville and Copper Basin softball. Another foul ball for Queen as the count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So if we schedule it out the way we're hoping, we'll have a game every single day this week. This isn't even the only action going on today on campus. There's a middle school track meet taking place just across the campus from us. And after all these shenanigans, Queen strikes out. 1 gone here in the top of the 4th. And that will bring up Derek Friend to the plate. 2 on for the Tigers with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. And a high pickoff throw to second. Levin does leap into outer space and pulls it down. But of course, Mr. Smith gets back in one piece. And out of the dirt cloud, he'll make it to third. Sheeler steps off the rubber. Now he's back on it. It's his sign. And we got a throw to second coming. And it's a little offline. Jeffrell just looking back to the bag. Over at third. Forbes takes second. I'm not quite sure. We have a little bit of a discussion going on here with the Rosman head coach. I believe they're out. And from our vantage point, fans, I have no idea what happened there. But the lead runner is out. Forbes goes to third on the wild pitch. Low and in the dirt. All the extracurricular activity is a 3-0 count. And it's ball 4. Ball gets away. Run scores. 7-3. Tigers. Pitch is up. Count is 1-0. Strike will catch the plate. Counts 1-1. Tyler Rollins. Strike on the outside part of the plate from Easton Schuler. Count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And it's a hit and run. Throw for Webster to first. And that'll do it for the Tigers. They get 1 on a wild pitch as Mr. Forbes scampers home. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Rosman 7, Robbinsville 3. Stay with us, everybody, here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Bottom of the 4th, it is 7-3 Rosman. You're watching GramstarSports.com. You're with us here on this breezy Monday afternoon. Sun's out here at Loudon Memorial Field, but the wind is whipping through here and keeping us honest here in the early part of March. It's on the mid-50s. Pitch is low on the way. Count is 2-0. New pitcher on the hill for the Rosman Tigers is Eli McCall. In with the 3-quarter delivery from the side. That's a new look. So both starting pitchers for Robbinsville and Rosman last 3 innings apiece. And a bunt attempt goes awry. Out goes the 2 balls and a strike. Gibby at the plate in case you're keeping track at home. 3 balls and 1 strike now on Mr. Gibby. 9-1 and 2 holes due up for Robbinsville as they continue to try and battle back against the Tigers. Good ball game on our hands today. If not for some unsightly errors, it would be a whole different ball game at this moment. Gibby will get a piece of that down the third base line. He'll go foul. Oh, he'll stay alive. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball roped to left field, but snagged immediately by Quentin Forbes. And that's the first out of the inning. And I'll bring up Quinn Jumper. And late, Jumper beats it out. Quick feet down the line. Jumper is quick. Can't mess around with that. And Jumper will reach on the infield single. That was a little bloop that screamed up the line. And Jumper reaches here in the bottom of the 4th. And the batter will be Luke Lovin. Started this game, and now he's at second base. And they throw to second just to make sure Quentin Jumper doesn't get too antsy over at first. He's trying to get something going here in the bottom of the fourth. Pickoff throw to first will be a little bit late. Back. Plenty of time. Rope to center field. Catch made. Then dropped. So they'll get the force out. Not much you could do there. The catch was made. The catch was dropped. And so jumper will be out on the force out. Lovin will reach. On the air, it'll be an E8. Jumper will have to go back to the dugout. And that'll be the first out of the inning. And they're trying to sort all that out on the field. That's the way it will shake out when it's all said and done. Easton Schuler will be the batter. Jumper takes off for second. He's in there. Stand corrected. Lovin is out. Stand corrected on that. One to count on Easton Schuler. Strike catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth. Ball game surpasses the 1 hour 30-minute mark as that one roped into left field. Jumper scores. Throw to second will be late. How about the single and the stop at second for Easton Schuler? RBI will cut to 7-4. Nice continuing the battle here in Robbinsville. Batter is Rylan Orr. He grounded out to score the first run of the ball game in the first inning for Robbinsville. That one way inside, but it bounced off, and a good bounce, I might add, if you're a Tiger. Otherwise, Easton Schuler might be standing at third base instead of where he's at right now at second. You see him leading off. Swung on and missed. Big cut by Big Rylan Orr. 1 ball, 1 strike. Big cut, swung on and missed again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Orr's trying to get something supercharged here. The Knights are trying to cash in every opportunity you can just to get back into this ball game, down by 3. It's a pitch out. Throw to third. It's going to be all right, fans, we're in the 5th. We are live from Robbinsville High School. It's 7-4 advantage Rosman Tigers here on the Grabstar Sports Network. And Easton Schuler is back out for his second inning of work. We're so glad you have joined us here on this Monday afternoon. It's a breezy one here at the ballpark. Kevin Hensley alongside Lexi Anderson, bringing you today's telecast of Robbinsville baseball. Fly ball hit to center field. And that is not a good-looking collision. Bryce Adams makes the catch. Him and Benton Gibby makes some inadvertent contact. And I think everybody's all right. Gibby got the worst of that, I believe. He's a little bit smaller than Mr. Adams. And that's the first out of the inning. Flipped over to left center field there to make that play. McCall is down. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. Pitch is swung on and missed, 0-2. Sheeler had to get settled in. He hit batters, I beg your pardon, back to back to begin his stint on the hill in the fourth, and only gave up 1 run so far in relief. Time called. We have a final score from Webster. First pitch, low and away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Robbinsville defeats Smoky Mountain in softball today. Final score 17-2. So the Lady Knights light up the Mustangs in Webster. That is just outside of Silva, where they contest the softball action. Strike 3 called as Slade Riddle is set down, chasing 1 low and away. 2 quick outs. Swung on and missed. Big cut by Graham Connor. The count is 0-1. Connor tried some bunt attempts during his last at bat and ultimately struck out when his bunt attempts went awry trying to move runners around the base path like a rotten mullet. Probably more astute with the baseball softball commentary, but I'm running about 4 jobs at once today. We're a little short-staffed. Had some logistical issues pop up today that we didn't plan for. That is the course of life, of course. Not much we can do about that. Got to be back at full strength tomorrow. And time is called again. 0-2 the count. It's like a foul ball got thrown back onto the field. They called pause here to the game to get that retrieved. Foul balls are a jewel if they're still in prime playing condition. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. We do want to make mention of our 5th inning sponsor. It's our friends at Robbinsville Custom Molding. That's one of our 5-year-long sponsors. You see others on our sponsor loop that have helped us out along the way as we are in our 3rd season of the Gramstar Sports Network and our initiative here to bring Black Knight and Lady Knight athletics to you all year long and beyond, and of course help support the cause. Every time you buy a pay-per-view ticket to watch Black Knight and Lady Knight athletics, you are supporting, because we donate a portion of the proceeds right back to the program you bought a ticket to watch. And it looked to be a 1-2-3 inning, but instead it was a 2-out hit batter, and Graham Connor will now jog to first base. And here's Caden Castillo at the plate. Only 1 the count. Stopped by Rylan Orr. Count goes to 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. Hit right to Quinn Jumper, and he'll snag it for the third out. Overshot that on the camera. Sorry about that. But the Tigers trend one. We'll go to the bottom of the inning. Robbinsville still trails the Tigers 7-4 here on GramstarSports.com. Bottom of the fifth as we are back live from Loudon Orr Memorial Field. 7-4. Rosman in the driver's seat at the moment here in Graham County. Leading off is the one and only Peyton Brooks. And try as he may, he couldn't quite get out of the way of that one. He'll jog to first base after being hit by the pitch. So the Knights get a base runner, easy peasy lemon squeezy to begin things here in the bottom of the fifth. And Titan Tisa Teskey will try and bring him around. Second inning of work now for Eli McCall. First pitch to Mr. Tia Teskey, as someone I know pronounced it last week, which was obviously not correct, is a ball, 1-0. Ripped fouled on the third base line. Count goes to 1-1. And Teskey gets hit. So, pinch runner, I beg your pardon, didn't get to clock him in either. Teskey will go to first. And the pinch runner, Mr. Farley, will go to second. And it's back-to-back free passes for the Black Knights to begin things here in the bottom of the fifth. And the Tigers rooting on Mr. McCall from the dugout. Bryce Adams will step up. He had a 2-run double his last at bat, and he is the tying run at the plate right now for Robbinsville. Pitch on the outside part of the plate. 1-0, I beg your pardon. Fly ball to left field, and it'll drop for a hit. And everybody's going to hold up at their respective stations. So the Knights have them loaded with nobody out here in the bottom of the fifth. That's a good sign, as Robbinsville has the potential go-ahead run at the plate. Bases loaded, 2-0 count here in the bottom of the fifth. Foul ball hit right back behind home plate, makes it 2 balls and a strike. Everett Taylor with a chance to really do some damage here and open this one up and get the Knights ahead. Popped up foul. He's trying to straighten her out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. You're on the Gramstar Sports Network. Nice full ahead here in the bottom of the fifth, and this could be their first lead of the season, if you can believe that. And I'm not trying to discount them. They've just not had a lead this campaign. Taylor swings under it, and unfortunately goes down swinging. At least he did get the bat off his shoulders. Good to see that. One out, and Benton Gibby, who drove it to the outfield in his last at-bat, will now take his hacks. Just one out, though. Bases still loaded, full of Black Knights. And he'll get a piece of that and foul it up the first base line. It'll go into the mitts of Quinn Jumper, who's in the on-deck circle. Pinch runner Aiden Farley is at third. Titan Tisateski leads off from second, and Bryce Adams will take his paces away from the first base bag. Fly ball to right field, and it will drop. One run scores. That's all we'll get. Knights cut it to 7-5. RBI single. And Jumper looks to continue the fun. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Jumper. Without question, the Knights' best chance of doing damage in this ballgame is right now. It's a grand slam! Holy cow! Jumper goes yard. The senior shortstop sends it over the fence at a moment that they need it the most, fans. Oh, my word. Robbinsville takes a 9-7 lead over the Tigers. Batter is Luke Lovett after all the fun. Robbinsville now with its first lead of the season after that grand slam by Quinn Jumper. Count is 0-1 to Luke Lovett. And Jumper may not have to buy a meal in Graham County for at least a month after that. Get the camera panned out quick enough to get a shot of that. Holy cow. To dead center field. Lovett puts a charge into it, but it's going to be a ground out. And that is the second out of the inning. Now the Knights have the inevitable task of just getting 6 outs and trying to hold this lead as is. Insurance, of course, will be welcome. Here's Easton Schuler to try and add on a little bit. Count is 0-2. Grounded down to third baseline, foul. Count remains 0-2. Inside, Sheeler backside of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ground ball, be a single into left field. A little bit of trouble on the transfer. And Sheeler will reach second. It's a single and an E7. As there were some fielding mishaps, or it would have been limited to just a one bagger. And the ninth inning will continue. Bring up Rylan Orr to the plate. Outside. Pickoff throw back to second. Sheeler's there in plenty of time. Won the count on Rylan Orr. Pitch caught the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He tried not to pull the trigger, but it was a strike anyhow. Man, what a big inning for the Black Knights. 5 runs have come home. Orr puts a big charge into it. It's a fly ball into left field, but it will be playable, and that will be the end of the inning. Quinn Jumper is today's hero so far, though. Knights have jumped ahead 9-7 after his grand slam here on the Graham Star Sports Network. We'll be right back as we go to the 6th. Robbinsville leads it here in Graham County. We're in the 6th, and Robbinsville has its first lead of 2025. Let's see if they can hold it. First pitch is not the way to do it. Creed Smith is hit by the pitch. He'll jog to first base in a speedy fashion, and that's how we begin things here in Graham County. Just 6 outs remain for Robbinsville to clinch its first victory of the year. Of course, the Rosman Tigers 2-4, Robbinsville 0-3. Looking at that goose egg out of the left-hand column here this afternoon. Easton Sheeler back out for his 3rd inning of work. That pitch is a ball on the inside part of the plate. And that pitch is going to get away, pops out of Orr's glove, and Smith is going to be there in plenty of time. Score that a passed ball. Swing and a miss. Went Forbes at the plate. Due to count. Here's the pitch. Inside. Counts full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And it's ball 4. He lost him. So a hit batter and a walk is how Robbinsville's top of the 6th will begin on defense. Rosman's offense is looking aces here at the moment. They got 2 on, and the go-ahead run is walking up to the plate right now in the form of Bradley Queen. And that pitch gets away. That's trouble. Creed Smith to third. And, of course, Mr. Forbes to second. That one is going to be a wild pitch. And can't afford too many of those at this point in the ball game, holding to a 2-run lead. Nobody out either. Good stop that time by Rylanor. Counts 1-1. Fly ball to left field, but playable for Bryce Adams. He'll make the play, tag it up, and charging home is going to be Smith. And he will get there, and that'll cut it to 9-8. RBI will be recorded for Mr. Queen. And Eli McCall, who has been the pitcher of record for the Tigers since the 4th, is at the plate. 1 out and 1 on still. It is Mr. Quentin Forbes at third base. Robbinsville, of course, trying its best to limit the damage at this point. And that is not the way to do it. That's a hit batter. And now with them at the corners, here's Tyler Rollins looking to do some more damage. And here comes head coach Adam Brooks. That may be all she wrote for Easton Schuler on the afternoon after lasting 2 1/3 on the hill. Luke Lovin was the starting pitcher today. He lasted 3 innings. You see him right there in the middle of that huddle, number 3. As Robbinsville's infield is having a in-depth discussion over the proceedings. Not sure what they're going to draw up here. Will be a pitching change or what the idea is. And it's like he's going to stick with Schuler, so just trying to give him some words of encouragement. Mound visit breaks up. Everyone back to their post. Knights holding to a 1-run lead. They just 5 outs to get their first W of the year. And I'm sure they do not want to have to play catch-up again after clawing back from a 4-0 deficit in this ball game. And that came in the top of the first. Big swing and a miss by Tyler Rollins. Count is 0-1. 1 out and 2 on for the Tigers. And got him chase one low and away. Good pitch. 0-2. It's like a pinch runner has popped out for the Tigers with the 0-2 count. He's got plenty of jewelry around his neck. And that one is tanked up the middle. Jumper trying for the double play, but the throw's going to be late. Run scores. Game is tied on the fielder's choice. And the sub runner, by the way, was Mason Bell. I didn't get a chance to announce that. 2 outs now, but the game is all knotted up at 9 apiece. After the ground out, it will go as a scored fielder's choice, 6 unassisted, as that's the only out they could get was the out at second. Forbes scored, and it's 9-9 here in the top of the 6th. Golfed foul down the first base line, and that'll disappear somewhere into the parking area outside the ball field. Foul ball will go right behind the grandstand at home plate. 0-2 the count. That one's chopped. Jumper's got it. Throw across. They're going to call him safe. So Rosman keeps its inning alive. Oh and 2. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runners at first and second for Rosman. Tigers have scored 2 to tie it back up. Knights want to limit the damage. This is still manageable. Throw to second. A little off the line, but Jumper able to cut it off before it skirts into the outfield. Time's called at the plate. Make sure the ump can see what's going on. Ground ball up the middle. Jumper takes it to the bag. And that's the end of the inning. Rosman gets 2 back to tie it. And now we go to the bottom of the 6th. Robbinsville's got to score just 1 to break the knot. It's 9-9 here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Stay with us, everybody. All right, fans, sorry about that. Bottom of the sixth, and we are back with you on the Gramstar Sports Network. It is a 9-9 ball game. Peyton Brooks, the batter. Both teams duking it out. In the first game since daylight savings time has kicked in for 2025, Brooks strikes out to begin the bottom of the sixth. New pitcher is Quentin Forbes for Rosman. And here's Titan Tisteski. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. Chased a high one, 1 ball, 1 strike. And he fouls it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, two is swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts for Forbes to begin his stint on the hill in this ball game. 2 outs and not a soul on the base path for Bryce Adams. Good ball game today. A lot of slugging going on, if you'll have, from both teams. That one just misses. Count is 1-0. Ground ball hit to the shortstop, and it squeaks through for a hit into center field. So Adams with a 2-out single. He's been pretty stout at the plate today, including a 2-run double that he hit earlier in this ball game. So he breaks up the chance of the 1-2-3 inning, and the Knights will continue to slug away. Someone's car alarm also showing up. Adams going to second, and the throw gets away into center field. Adams going to third. He's there. So he'll make it all the way to third base on the E2. Everett Taylor at the plate. That pitch to strike as well, but it's an 0-2 count. Adams just 1 base away. Taylor needs to just get the ball out of the infield. Knights will have the go-ahead run. And he gets a piece of it, fouls it back. That's swung on and missed. Strike 3 called, and we'll go to the 7th inning. We're still tied up at 9-all here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Top of the 7th, as we're back with you live from Robbinsville High School. New pitcher on the hill for the Black Knights is Rylan Orr. And the score on the screen is correct. We are tied 9-9. Pop-up bunt goes foul. Both teams battling for the lead here. Knights went ahead in the bottom of the 5th on a Quinn jumper grand slam to center field. And the Tigers pulled back and tied it up in a 9-9 spread in the top of the 6th. And that's brought us to where we are right this very second. 1-2 the count. Pitch is fouled off, and the at-bat will continue. Doesn't take long once the sun goes down here in Graham County for things to get a little bit chilly out here at the ballpark. It's been windy most of the evening. Or fires. And that pitch will miss on just the outside part of the plate. Counts 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch is swung on and missed at strike 3. Sit him down. 1 gone. Derek Friend, have a seat. Low and in the dirt. That pitch catches the zone. I believe the count is 3 balls and a strike. That one in there as well. Raked up the first base line, but it will go foul for Mr. Castillo. And that's ball 4. He'll draw the walk. Our 7th inning sponsor is CM Supply. Thankful to have all of our year-long sponsors with us here on GramStarSports.com, helping support our cause. We are able to promote your business, and in return, you help support what we do here at the Gramstar Sports Network. It's a win-win for everybody. We do still have monthly and weekly sponsorship packages available, as of course the sports calendar is starting to slowly wind down for the year. That pitch is fouled back to the fence. Swung on and missed. Throw to second is going to be late. Backed up, though, by Jumper. So Castillo will still second base. Castillo. I guess I'll pronounce it right one of these days. And they're going to call Orr for a balk, so Castillo will take third. Orr did go into his motion, stopped, did not come off the rubber. And that pitch is swung on and missed by Creed Smith, so that is a strikeout, 2 gone. And it will bring up Quentin Forbes, who is currently the pitcher for the Tigers here in this tied ball game. Knights will have their 9-1 and 2 spots due up in the bottom of the inning. That'll be Benton Gibby, Quinn Jumper, and Luke Lovin coming up to the plate. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Orr was the opening day starter for Robbinsville back on February 27th when the Knights took on Towns County, Georgia. Pitch on the outside part of the plate. Does not get the call. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swung on and missed. He strikes out the side, but he'll end up leaving a base runner on the path after a walk is issued. And we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Robbinsville and Rosman are knotted up at 7-all here on GramStarSports.com. Hey fans, how you doing? Kevin Hensley with you as we go into the bottom of the 7th inning. Rosman and Robbinsville tied up at 7-all as we're hanging out here in the outfield. This is the pavilion that I always seem to talk about, where we set up shop out here in center field. One of the best views in the house, and we're always out here by ourselves, so we just kind of make ourselves at home, and this is where we are always bringing you the stream. We want to thank you guys for tuning in once again for pay-per-view access to Black Knights Athletics. Tonight you're watching Robbinsville and Rosman baseball. Tomorrow you can watch Robbinsville and Copper Basin baseball, and on Wednesday Robbinsville Owen softball action, and on Friday we're going to bring you Robbinsville Copper Basin high school softball. So we're going to get everything sorted out as the week goes along. First pitch is going to be popped up, and it will be an out. 1 pitch, 1 out for Benton Gibby here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Quinn Jumper, the batter. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Jumper. Tied ball game. That one popped up as well. And the out is made. 2 gone quickly, I might add, here in Robbinsville. And Luke Lovin is the last hope if we're going to have normal baseball. If not, do I dare say extra innings will be upon us. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Jumper, the previous batter, hit a grand slam that tied or gave Robbinsville the lead, first lead of the season, in the bottom of the 5th. Chopped right back where it came from. Forbes will take the easy out to first. And we're going to extra salami, fans. Extra baseball is on tap as we'll go wide and show you the beautiful backdrop of Graham County, North Carolina. We'll be right back with the 8th inning. That's right, the 8th is going to be coming up in just a moment here on the Gramstar Sports Network. Well, fans, the rarely seen 8th inning sponsor is Farley Contracting and Disposal here in Robbinsville. It's 9-9, and we're getting free baseball this afternoon here in Graham County. Robbinsville and Rosman are all knotted up, and you're catching it all here on pay-per-view. The Gramstar Sports Network, proud to bring you Robbinsville and Rosman baseball action. Bradley Queen will lead it off for the Tigers. Something has to give at some point. It's either going to be on the field or in the skies, as there's no lights here at the field. Swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Bradley Queen. Pitch is outside. He didn't bite. 2-2. Rylan Orr back out for his second inning of work. And he'll fob that one to third baseman Dane Webster, who'll just have to eat it. Boy, Bradley Queen just ate it himself. We didn't get that on camera, but Mr. Queen just took a nosedive after he crossed the first base bag. But he reached safely. A little dirt on the uniform never hurt anybody. Throwback is going to be errant. Queen to second. That's where he'll pull up. Here on GramStarSports.com. And the heat's on, of course. Anybody wants to get their run across here in extra innings. Eli McCall got a buck signal there and decided pull back. Last chance for Robbinsville, and the first pitch fired by Bradley Queen, who's in for the save here in high school baseball. Don't see that too often either. Is a strike, 0-1. Easton Schuler up to the plate. He'll ground the second pitch to the third baseman. Throw across the horn will be in time after the big stretch by Mr. Slade Riddle. 1 gone on the ground out. And here's Rylan Orr. Ball bounces away. Count is 1-0. Temperature has dropped significantly here in Robbinsville since first pitch. When we started this ball game, it was 58 degrees. It is now 50. Orr grounds that one down the right field line. It goes foul into the fence. And they'll retrieve that one at a later time. 2 balls and a strike. Nope, they're going to retrieve it right now. Tyler Rollins will jog over to do so off camera. Lost our internet connection a little bit ago, and at that time we were advised of it and tried to fix that as quick as we could. Popped up over the infield, and the ball is snagged by Bradley Queen, who walks right back up on the hill. 2 gone here in the inning, and the fate of the ball game rests in the hands of Peyton Brooks. That's a strike, 0-1. Again, fans, tomorrow we'll be here with you for Robbinsville and Copper Basin baseball. That'll begin at 4:30. Wednesday will take us to Owen High School outside of Asheville in Swannanoa. We'll begin that one at 5:30 for softball action. Big cut by Brooks, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one low, below the knees, actually. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Friday will be high school softball at Copper Basin, and we're hoping to bring you middle school baseball here on Thursday against Copper Basin. Up and away, count runs to 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Bruce gets a piece of it. It's going to be a fair ball. Brooks stops at first. And first base coach Ethan Orr is all kinds of fired up over that. This ball game continues. Go ahead run at the plate in the form of senior Titan T. Sateski. Pickoff throw, changes mind. Strike 3 called. Sateski froze on the last pitch of the ball game, and that's going to do it. The Tigers have picked up a 10-9 extra inning victory this afternoon here in Graham County as the Black Knights fall in 8 innings. What a ball game, fans, we were able to witness this afternoon here in Robbinsville. We're glad all of you joined us here on the Graham Star Sports Network. For Alexi Anderson, I am Kevin Hensley, wishing all of you a great rest of your...
And Roberts has blistered it to left center field, and it ain't coming back. And he's still got real estate. He makes